church is. But if you want my 2 cents, well, I'll tell you. Church is supposed to be like a hospital. It fixes your spiritual well-being. But here lately, people care more about what you wear than what's in your heart. So I wrote this here song to tell you all about it. Hey girl, take a look in the mirror. Hey boy, take a look at yourself. It's not how you look or the clothes that you wear. God sees it all and he doesn't care. So hey girl, take a look in the mirror. Hey boy, take a look at yourself. It's not how you look or the clothes that you wear. God sees it all and he doesn't care. And he doesn't care.
Seems like to us Christians, praise is the best kept secret. Walk around talking about, I'm different, yep, I'm different. Pulling up to the church with your praise missing. But Psalms 149 states, we're to have the high praises of God in our mouth and a two-edged sword in our hand. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about or what you're going through. It's time to give God his praise because it's past due. So if you're really about that life, take this into consideration. It's praise gang or don't bang. Get with the affiliation.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lyric, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Good morning, baby boomers and Gen Z. I'm Lyric, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today will be a segment that is much different today. We're going to be doing Gen Z versus the baby boomers, because we know they not like us. So the scripture for the day will be Ecclesiastes 3:1. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Why this verse, you may ask? It acknowledges that each generation has its time, challenges, and contributions to the world. It reminds everyone that change is inevitable. What worked for one generation may not work for the next. It sets a tone of understanding and balance rather than conflict, showing that both generations have wisdom to share. So now we're going to go into some prayer. Now, if you guys could bow your heads and close your eyes with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing these people to fellowship with me. Thank you for allowing us to be able to come together as a community. Bless those who are not fortunate to have access to even be able to see this or have food or clothes on their backs. And the people that are struggling in today's times and in this generation and the previous generations. And ask that you may have your way in our lives, Lord, and that you may bless each and one of us with this message for the day, and that this may be enjoyable for everyone, and that there'll be more of a community growing with us. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay, let's get into the weather for the week. Currently in Hemet, California, it is 48 degrees. Today will be a bit sunny, but a little cloudy. Thursday, tomorrow, will be a little cloudy and sunny also, with the highest of 58. And Friday will be sunny with the highest of 68. Saturday will be sunny with the highest of 73. Sunday will be sunny with the highest of 78. And Monday will be sunny with the highest of 78 also. And Tuesday will be the highest of 82. Now, you Riverside Californians, your weather for today will be currently about 50 degrees. Today will be the highest of 65. Tomorrow will be the highest of 64, a little cloudy. Friday will be the highest of 71. Saturday will be sunny with the highest of 78. And Sunday will be the highest of 83 with the sunny. Monday will be the highest of 80. You know, that sounds like swimming weather to me. And that's a bit sunny. Tuesday will be 84. we're getting more to sunny beach weather. And Wednesday, it'll be the highest of 91. If you're not in the pool, I will be for sure. Now, we're going to listen to Giving Out Donations by MOG.
Don't change yourself to be like the people of this world, but let God change you inside with a new way of thinking. Then you will be able to understand and accept what God wants for you. You will be able to know what is good and pleasing to Him and what is perfect. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, walk right beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. One more. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, yeah, walk beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. First off, you don't have to live the life you live. You don't have to be like everyone who lives in sin. You don't have to die for what you claim to represent. All you have to do is bow down and have the sin. All the things of the world are irrelevant. God comes with no God, why so hesitant? Dying for clout, literally for the hell of it. Coming for the devil's throat, hope he takes it full of it. I rebuke guns, I rebuke drugs, I rebuke gangsters, I rebuke thugs, I rebuke homicide and suicide, pedophiles having a sex change, trying to teach my child. Back up, back up, back up, back up, say it. We know the Lord's coming back, we patiently waiting. I know his blood runs through my veins, ain't no debating. Fucking hell out of business, that's what I'm demonstrating. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, walk right beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. One more. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, yeah, walk beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. What you know about my pops defeating all the odds? What you know about my pops dying on that cross? What you know about my pops getting put in dirt? What the hell? What I'm saying is what he's saying is what we saying. Yeah, slaying. Jesus' word is how we spraying. Armor up, no hesitating. Armor up. Carry your cross, like right now. Carry your cross, like right now. What I'm saying is what he's saying is what he's saying. Demon slaying.
All right, welcome back, Hemet Beat. So we're going to get back on track and we're going to start with some icebreakers. So the first icebreaker question to be is, what's something you think your generation is misunderstood for? Let's start with the baby boomers.
Wow. Okay.
Well, all right. So we're gonna start with the baby boomers. One thing that I think that my generation is misunderstood for is having a script. I think that's the thing that started this whole conversation, and with a laid out script, a well laid out script, I would have been more prepared for the show because this is something that you just sprung on me, forcing me to go unscripted. So now you have a script, which you're the generation that says there's no need for a script, right? We're unscripted, but yet Lyric is coming off of a script today, and she has her script laid out in front of her, and she's telling me that we don't need a script, and now forcing me to freestyle when I had a script prepared. I did not get a proper introduction, therefore nobody knows who I am. Hi, my name is Joseph Mikael Page, and I am the founder, CEO, host of the Hemet Beat Daily Show. Thank you so much. And you have a comment over here from the comment box saying, "Good morning, Miss Lyric."
Good morning.
We need to turn your thing back on so you can say that.
Okay.
Good morning.
Okay. So now
First,
that
you've got your good mornings out of the way, and you've made sure that my script was null and void, so yours could top mine when you said you needed no script. I think that's hilarious. That's what I think is hilarious. But I want to bounce the question back at you. What do you think my generation is most misunderstood for?
Your generation?
Yeah, my generation.
Well, it asked me too. I should get my point of view out too. I feel like our generation, I'll answer your question, but I want my time to answer my question too. What's something I think our generation is mistaken for is the way that we do things. Of course, the older generations, like if I tried that with my parents, they'd beat the off of me. And I'm like, what? But
Was that a bleep out? Did you beat the what out of you? Beat the. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
grandmas in church, them old school grandmas, they'd be quick to pull the switch out. I don't know. I don't want to meet great grandmama. I don't think she would. Yeah. But our generation, I think the way we do things and the education that we have, and also specifically Gen Z, I feel like I was kind of put in the bit of a middle because we were early Gen Z, early 2000s. We had a little bit of electronics and a little bit of no electronics. It was still kind of coming in. So all that we absorbed and soaked up, I feel like the way we transcended it to make it look a certain way and the way we do things definitely looks different to the baby boomers and generations before. And mistaken for their generation, I would say the misconception is that they're too strict. They're not loose enough. We feel like they have a stick up them, and like they're just being that way for what? So I think we're a bit too loose when they're more tightening the reels like a fishing reel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse her mouth. I guess that's just Gen Z's talk saying that a baby booming generation has a stick up them. And I quote lyric, a stick up them. What does that mean exactly? Can you explain that in layman's terms?
Yes, I mean that they just seem a bit strict. I remember one time my grandma, we were driving in Louisiana and I was young, probably like 16, 17, and she got so offended that she thought well, she said basically I said that about her that she's too serious, she doesn't know how to have fun. Like that's what it means. You guys are a bit too serious. It's just things are seen and preserved and just too differently. So yeah, like not as fun, kind of boring, very strict. It takes sucks the fun. You're fun sponges.
It takes what?
Fun sponges sometimes.
We suck up all the fun. We're like fun sponges. Wow. Okay, so now I get to see a little bit of how my daughter feels about me. I'm a fun sponge. I suck up the fun. Let's see here. We got a comment. Wow. I can see your microphone. Yes, you can see my microphone. This is more so for the host of the show that you shouldn't see her microphone. But as for me, yes, you can see my microphone. I'm talking directly into it and holding it up so you can see it. Viewer, thanks for the comment. I can't see your microphone though. Okay.
Well, with that, let's go to the next question because we have a whole list of things to go through. What's a stereotype about the other generation that you don't think is true?
What is a stereotype about Gen Z that I don't think is true? That I don't think is true? A stereotype about Gen Z that I don't think is true is that everybody is responsible in some way. I guess that is true because you're responsible for your screw ups. So, yeah, you know what? Even that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of a stereotype for Gen Z that I even know very well. I'm trying to think of a stereotype. What is a stereotype for Gen Z? You know, and that's when I go here and I say stereotypes of Gen Z. Let's get a list. They're hitting life milestones. They're pro.
Pragmatic.
What does pragmatic even mean? About work. They're prone to anxiety. I I would say that I don't believe that stereotype is true. That Gen Z is uh, prone to anxiety. I don't believe that Gen Z is prone to anxiety. And I say that because every person is an individual, and I've met many of young people that know how to hold themselves under pressure, and they have a good balance, in my opinion. So, not every single Gen Z person is prone to anxiety. Okay?
Okay. So, what is your reply?
A stereotype that I think about the other generation that I don't think is true. I don't know any stereotypes. Can you do the same thing for me? I don't know. Um,
No, I can't. You have to get your own. You got to get phone, right? That's what your Gen Z kids do. You use your phones.
okay. I'm actually
Right?
okay with that.
You
Let's
You
see.
cried about your phone last time. Now you have your phone, and yeah, what? I think that's a stereotype that is true. They all whine about their technology. That is a very true.
Let's see. Stereotypes about baby boomers. Um, ooh,
What is more healthy, oatmeal or cereal? You have a question.
it depends on both. Um, it depends because you can jackpile a whole bunch of syrup and like fruit inside of the oatmeal. If you're just going for plain oats, don't add nothing to it. Oats. Cereal, it depends because you have like Special K, but they still be adding stuff in there. It depends. If you put nothing in them, but also it really depends on your cereal. Um, ah, resistant to change. Um, Wait. Oh, no, workaholics. Yeah, they're workaholics. Resistant to change, I don't think is true. I think because I've personally met people at my college that are much older than me. I work for the Disability Resource Center on my campus. This young woman, I'm going to call her young. She is still young to me. She's probably in her mid 30s. She's a mom. She's a great woman. And she's trying to go back to college to work for drug and substance abuse counseling, doing a degree in sociology. She's 60% done, and I'm working with her in her English 1A class, which is beginning undergrad. And she's just having a hard time and so overwhelmed with Canvas and, navigating the laptop and how to find her classes, the modules and assignments, things that come easy for newer kids that are going into college because we learned this in high school from Google Classroom to Canvas. We learned this quick. For her, she's like, I'm just gonna drop. I have an F in the class, and I'm like, no, that's not how this is gonna work. It's beyond my job. I acknowledge that, but I decided that I have English 1B. Let's go to the writing reading center. I'm helping her try to get caught up, and I'm taking that on me because I don't want to see. She's trying to. Where the thing I don't believe is that they can't and resist change. Some want to, they just have a hard time doing so. And despotism, because she broke down crying to me. She's like, thank you. She wants to understand. She wants that. She wants the change. It's just a little bit harder.
Okay,
Okay,
I
I
can
can
agree
agree
with
with
that.
that.
That stereotype is definitely not true. Um, Resistant to change. I mean, it depends on what change we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in sin, I was resistant to the change of becoming a Christian, walking in the ways of Jesus Christ. And even after I gave my life to Jesus, I was resistant to Him changing my life. As to do the things the Bible tells me to do. I was resistant. I wanted to hear the music I wanted to hear. I wanted to say the things I wanted to say. I didn't want to put discretion on my lips. So I was resistant to that change until God did something that caused me to submit, and I became unresistant to change. But I have a question for you, Lyric. How does this pertain to wellness? Seeing how this is Wellness Wednesday, how does this topic and theme that we're going for even correlate?
We're gonna get into that. I don't know if I want to disclose so immediately because we haven't even got to the meat of this. But the difference in our lives and why a stereotype that we're prone to anxiety, the things we experience, the society that we live in now, and the pressures that we're under. I'm not trying to discredit, but part of wellness is the stress levels and acknowledgement of both sides, of the pressures and the stressors that we each have to live differently in that some may never understand. So, number three, what's one invention or advancement from your generation that you think the other would struggle with?
Okay,
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 okay.
okay. So let me read the question again so I can get a good understanding of what we're talking about. Let's see. What's one invention or advancement from your generation that you think the other would struggle with? Coding. I definitely believe coding, which is a script. Without that script, your phone wouldn't even be able to give you the answers that you need. So I believe that coding, the computer, and the software that all of us use, which started way before my generation, but the baby boomers have advanced it, evolved it, and there are so many different softwares that came out during our generation, including Facebook. Instagram is newer, but it still came from our generation's code. So you're our babies, and that's why we're the baby boomers. Boom, boom.
An invention or advancement, I would say I don't totally agree with this, but the way we learn about healthcare, how we get those medicines, and the way we test them, and what scientists are doing, it's just gradually gotten more and more. And as the public, we become test subjects. But um, the advancement, I think definitely the medical advancement and the brains and the scientists, I think it's really hard to create that because if it was that capable back then of healthcare, I think that a lot more people would have lived longer if we had what we had today.
Right, but what you're saying is that your generation came up with these things. These are your inventions. When the truth is, it started even before Einstein. It started back in the plague eras that they've been testing things on people. So what is an invention that has come up in your era that you think we would struggle with, or an advancement is the question. So you're saying the advancement in science without the generation of baby boomers, where would your advancement be?
Question. Um, Today we have the newest iPhones, but I mean, I guess they can understand because they have the iPhone 1. But I don't know. I'm sure there are new creations, but considering I'm almost about to only have 40 minutes left in my show and it's being taken up by 3 questions, I would really like to get through my entire script. If not, we're going to have to take it to the whole next week. And I kind of have other topics I'd like to get through. So let's try our best to keep these a bit short and direct because it's taking up a lot of my show.
Sounds like a little anxiety there on Wellness Wednesday. Is there anything we can do to curb that? Oh, okay, I know. Move on to the next question. Go for it.
If you could switch places with someone from another generation for a week, would you? Why or why not?
If I could switch places with another person from another generation, would I? No, I would not. I would not switch generations at all because I am happy being who I am and I'm satisfied with my life. I've lived just the right amount of time that I'm supposed to, and when it's time for me to pass on, I'll be passing on in the time that I'm supposed to. I wouldn't want to trade that with anybody. I don't want to be older and I don't want to be younger. I'm happy being who I am.
For me, I don't think so because if I was still the same African American person, racism would be at its highest, even worse back then. I think I wouldn't want to go back. I barely struggle with racism now in Orange County or generally around in school. So I think I'm better where I'm at. What's a slang term your generation uses that you think would confuse the other?
What is a slang term that my generation uses that I think would confuse the other? Uh, dope. Dope. I think that when I say something is dope, or the word rad, that's rad, dude. People don't really remember that word in this generation. So dope and rad, and when I'm talking about dope, people, a lot of people still think I'm talking about drugs, and I'm like, no, that's dope. And dope can also go for dopamine, which is inside of your cerebellum in your brain. I think it's in the cerebellum and it leaks, and it causes you to have euphoric feelings. So I'm talking about something that gives me a euphoric feeling, something that's dope.
I have like three. It would be OMM on my mama, or um, no cap, or um, TBT, Throwback Thursday. I didn't even know that until later. We have a lot of slang terms. I would say those. Okay, we're gonna take a small break before we get into the bigger chunk. We're gonna play Fearless and Extraordinary Moves, representing Gen Z as Aziri.
My question is, do you really want me to play this?
Yes, yes, I do.
Um, this kid. Literally be up on the computer with her. Is that her? That's her, right? For those
Yep.
extraordinary moves. So what was that one? Alright. And boom. Okay.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Now, what was the purpose of that?
You saw that Z on her shirt representing Gen Z. We going in now. We get into the meat of the story, the meat of the section. Let's get it.
All right,
Alright,
I
I
have
have.
this one question. Was that the girl that played Precious?
That I don't know, but time.
Okay. I'll
I'll
get you
get you
back
back
to
to
your
your
segment
segment
here,
here,
and
and
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying,
saying,
before
before
we
we
go
go
back
back
to
to
the
the
segment,
segment,
do we
do we
have
have
time to
time to
watch it
watch it
again?
again?
No.
No,
No,
I
I
just
just
wanted to
wanted to
see it
see it
again.
again.
That
That
was
was
Gen
Gen
Z
Z
at
at
its
its
best,
best
there,
there,
ladies
ladies
and
and
gentlemen. Gen Z at its best. Oh my gosh, my time.
I have to share it with someone at the end. I forgot his name. What's his name?
Okay, so my question is, at your time,
Time.
are you going to become a pumpkin at midnight?
You see this, everyone? He is using my time and abusing it. Okay, we're back. Financial differences and opportunities. Questions that I have is, do you think Gen Z has more or fewer financial opportunities compared to the baby boomers, and why?
Uh, okay, so I believe that Gen Z has major financial opportunities that, if taken advantage of correctly, could definitely boost them up. Now, as for the baby boomer generation, we have things that we can go for, but a lot of us are set in our ways and have established businesses and things like that. So we can only go for grants and some loans that are out there, but we're not going back to school to get the Pell Grant. We're not going and getting all of the money that we could be getting if we were pursuing our careers and going through school all over again. A lot of us have already received our Pell Grants and things like that. So I would definitely say that the baby boomers have, I mean, uh, that Gen Z has more financial opportunity right now than baby boomers when it comes to getting certain type of finances. Yes.
I feel like yes, we have more opportunities, but also I'm a little weary currently as the Department of Education is being taken. So we are at risk of losing our financial aid, and my teachers are warning us that we may lose our financial aid. Put in our FAFSAs as fast as we can, as soon as we can, because there's a huge possibility that we may lose financial aid with the Department of Education being closed. So, yes, I do agree that we have more and we've had more, but with what's about to happen, we're a little unsure and we're a bit concerned that we might lose our funding for education.
Sounds to me like we're concerned about nothing. I'm not worried because I trust in God, so I know that everything will be fine. I don't see anything coming on the horizon that my God can't take care of in my life.
Next question. How do you think rising costs of education, housing, and healthcare affect Gen Z's financial future?
I think that depending on the Gen Z, the person, the individual, once again, it comes down to an individual's gumption, get up, and drive. So if you're going to get up and handle your business and go to school and establish a career for yourself, you'll be fine in the financial climate, regardless of education, housing, and healthcare, and all of the other things. But if you are not in a class where you can get, IEHP, Medi-Cal, and all of those things, and you don't have any drive, and all you'd rather do is smoke methamphetamine and hang out on the corner, that's your choice as well. And I think that in this financial climate, you're going to find yourself very stuck. But that's with most generations, I think. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I think that you're just going to have to work to pay the cost of living so that you can survive.
I would say that yes, definitely it comes from work, but unless your parents are Gen Z, we're Gen Z, our parents before millennials and the baby boomers, unless they set us up for success and they were able to maintain stability for their children, it can be a bit harder. I know in Hispanic communities and Hispanic families, they're very tight knit and the parents are always with their kids and all of that. But in some communities, it's very broken. I have been blessed with the opportunity to get free education from being in foster care. Not everyone has that access. Yes, there is also there's other programs, engagement centers on campus through Emoja and first generation of college students. There's promise programs that they can get into, but not everyone is acceptable because if your parents made a certain amount, or if you have both parents and they're not struggling under a certain income bracket, you are taken out of that. Therefore, we have a higher risk of having college loans. So, yes, we are able to make it through college and hopefully choose a good career. But when we're in school, we have to make sure that with the college loans, we're still kind of work. If you have family and kids, they got pregnant young, or if they're just going through school, you still have those college loans that you'll be paying for a good amount of time, depending on your career. And housing, if you don't have housing, so not only do you have to make sure you have a house for yourself, food for yourself, let's not even talk about the eggs that are extremely expensive. But everything going to an uprise, just gas. Sure, we could take public transportation, and thankfully, my school provides free transportation on a bus. But if you're not capable or if you're disabled and you're unable to even make it, sure, let's hope you have insurance. But like I said, I've had that accessibility, but not everyone can even afford health insurance, which means they have to work so their job can give them health insurance so that they can get a wheelchair so that they can get themselves to school. Or you can hope that school will provide you one, but it's not part of their responsibility. Yes, we have the Disability Resource Center, and they'll work on it for you, but it's not always promised, and you still have to get yourself there. And you can do online classes, but if you're choosing something that requires you to physically be there, good luck. So it's a bit challenging. Yes, if you work hard, you can get these things. Everyone has different opportunities, but I can see why we're stressing and why we have anxiety.
Okay, so you mentioned the wheelchairs and the different things that people have to work for to get. I mean, are we talking about disabled students? Are we talking about a disabled student that doesn't have the benefits?
Them. We're talking general. It's just Gen Z and what each student would have to go through. Not everyone has different opportunities. That's what I said. The different opportunities and the different needs, equality versus equity.
I don't know. I guess. All right, moving right along.
Do you think boomers had it easier in terms of wages and home ownership? Why or why not?
I think that it was just different. I don't think it's easier. I just think things have changed a lot.
This housing market has skyrocketed, and it is very hard for people to afford houses nowadays. And not only that, most of the housing is taken, but the houses that are left, they're very expensive for people to be able to get, which is why you would need to have a good career to afford these type of houses. Back then, the income and the minimum wage and how much things were and what lower class, middle class, and high class was all completely different. What we would make now would be extreme to them, but now, especially with the United States, it's fastball. If you're coming from a different country with a different financial bracket, coming here, they won't understand. If you were born here and you've been going through elementary, middle school, high school through here, and you've been going through every bit of California, United States, wherever you are, you know that we play fastball. You know that everything is expensive, but because we get paid a certain amount, it's just enough to get by. We get paid what we need, but still low income jobs, beginner jobs. I call them character building jobs. McDonald's, warehouse, the basic jobs that anyone can get without experience, just about. Um, those will give you just enough. I mean, warehouse jobs have started with like 20, 25 sometimes, maybe. You could maybe get a high amount, but the conditions match what you're getting. And the way they treat you matches what you're getting, and you're disposable. And that's what's going to match what you're getting. And because you're disposable, so with a hard time getting education, trying to stay in these minimum wage jobs, I like to say if you make $36,000 a year, which is hard for some, it was hard for me. That was me barely getting by, struggling. My car payment, my rent, all of that, my entire life, phone bill, all of it. If you make 36,000 with the whole shebang, you can only take care of yourself. Now, if you have a kid, you need to double that because if you don't have 36,000 for that kid, sure they don't need a car, sure they don't need rent, but they're going to need medical bills. They're going to need, transport to go to where they need to go. What about when they get older? Are you going to make a college fund for them or do they have to fend for themselves? Just things to think about when you have a kid. You need 36,000 for every person in the household. If a person only makes just 36,000, they can only take care of themselves. And that's barely getting by. Shall we go to number 4?
Uh, that is totally up to you. Like I said, my feelings on it is that, you get a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. But that's a baby boomer idea, I guess. And that's all I'm looking for. You also have to keep in mind I'm a part of a disabled class and I'm taken care of by Social Security. So I have the social network that has been built with inside of the American government that makes sure that I get by on $1,000 a month. So I can live with $1,000 a month. Again, I give glory to my God, and I think that you should trust more in God than the economy.
Agree, but they're also, just like the Department of Education, trying to remove Social Security, leaving people with disabilities with nothing. That is what our government is trying to do to us. So one day, hopefully not, our president is really aiming to try to take all these resources from us, leaving us with nothing.
Okay, I mean, I hear people say this all the time, even with inside of the disability community that I'm in. But without facts, without links, without all of the things that you're saying in front of me, I can't make an educated decision whether or not what our president is doing is trying to cause my downfall. I can't say that, and I wouldn't sit back and fix my mouth to say that because I have no proof. So without the proof, I think we should be careful what we say.
I agree. You know, only time will show. Number four, why do you think Gen Z is more likely to have multiple income streams, gig work, social media, etc., compared to boomers?
Okay, why do you think Gen Z is more likely to have multiple income streams, gig work, social media, etc., compared to boomers? Because it's been made available to them. Okay, because they have the opportunity, and while the baby boomers have been sitting at a desk punching away at a keyboard, all of the new innovations and technologies have been coming out. Okay, and then here we go with those innovations and inventions that have come about. Okay, because you have baby boomers that are using that technology and the code that we've invented to create things like crypto dollars and video games like Candy Crush and all of these other things that you can now, with a few ads of a block, say, okay, I created a new video game. Do you want to play my video? I think Roblox, you can build your own video game on. So it's easy to use these digital platforms to cause multiple forms of income. In my field, I'm a digital media specialist. So therefore, I see these opportunities to generate multiple streams of income and do utilize them for myself. So that's, what I see. But for a person that didn't take those classes, all right, because I just took those classes in 2013, I believe it was. I started at MSJC. So from 2013 until 2019, I got to learn all of the things that would bring Gen Z into a place of financial stability when it comes to multiple income streams. So I'm a little ahead of the game, and I get to help my counterparts, those other boomers, to come along and form their own other income streams.
I feel like personally we have multiple income streams because we have no other choice sometimes. Like I said, we're disposable in these regular character building jobs, and because they know we're disposable, that it's hard to get jobs as is. So when you get them and you're worried about being disposed, we want multiple income streams. So if one fails, we have a backup so that way we can get another one while we're working our backup. I worked 3 jobs in CNA school. I was a caregiver, I was a foster care peer mentor, and I also worked as a disability resource worker. I always kept multiple jobs. Even to this day, I'm a disability resource center worker. I'm also a row health worker for kids that have autism, and I still have my CNA license. Basically, almost the same thing. And occasionally, I will help out with the foster kids, the SEED program. They got great things going for the kids that are in foster care in the area of Riverside County at all the schools. So I think that's why.
And then also, I've got to add to that many of these children that have in many cases been extremely spoiled, given everything, handed whatever. Oh, what can I do for you now, baby? Oh, I'm not going to treat you like my parents treated me, so I'm going to make sure you have everything that you want, not need, but want. and desire. Then they get older, and then the dad and the mom are done giving to them. The grandparents might still be giving them a little bit, but they have this pacifier and it's snatched out of their mouths, and now they have to go and fend for themselves, and they've got this high expectation of a life that they want to live, so they have to have multiple income streams so they can fit their type of lifestyle. It's a lifestyle thing. If you're content and happy with the minimum, then you will be content and happy with the minimum. If you have a high class lifestyle, you're going to have to do what it takes to fit that lifestyle, or you end up out doing all kinds of questionable things. I mean, you got hookers, you got dope dealers, you got all kind of different type of individuals that go out to get that multiple income stream in a way that they didn't have to really put in major work. So, they do what they have to so they can live that lifestyle.
Coming with an understanding that is more, we still have issues with drugs. We still have people that are prostituting or they're sex workers. We do have this, not at an all-time high as it used to be back then. We used to have Red Ribbon Week. I don't even know if they still do that. But back then, drugs was a really big thing. I remember my dad showing me Punky Brewster, Just Say No. Those things were more common then. Not that it isn't happening, it is happening, but not as much. And it's not even high class. Being a registered nurse, you are still considered middle class, if even that. So, I mean, it's sad that the American dream is still considered lower middle class. Just to get married, have 2 kids, and own a home is lower middle class. I think a doctor, unless you're close to a surgeon, they're about middle high class. That's still middle high class. But yeah, I mean, you can dream big, but unless you say, I want to be rich, I'd rather say I want to be well off. I want to be able to travel. I want to see things I never got to see. I want to be able to experience owning a home. I want to be able to actually afford a wedding. These are things that are super expensive and costly. But next we have news and trends to use. So Gen Z faces the highest student loan debt compared to previous generations. Inflation and housing market challenges make it harder for Gen Z to buy homes. Gen Z is embracing entrepreneurship with many running online businesses, freelancing, and investing early. And I have a few Bible verses that I want to incorporate into this. Romans 12:12. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This encourages Gen Z to innovate instead of following outdated financial norms. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth is gained hastily, will dwindle, but however gathers little by little will increase it. Supports Gen Z's focus to building wealth through multiple streams over time. Now we have technology and media evolution, and here are a few questions I have. How do you think the internet and social media have changed how Gen Z interacts compared to the boomers?
How do I think the internet and social media have changed how Gen Z interacts compared to the boomers? Okay, well, there is that huge stereotype. Again, there we go with the stereotypes. Well, you never put down your phone. But I'm seeing more and more baby boomers that can't put down their phone or their tablet either. So I think that you have more conversation on your phone and through text messaging and group chats and stuff. And remember, you are my daughter, so I experienced this in my own home. These are the things that I've experienced that I would probably have a better chance of having a solid conversation with you if I were to video chat you. But you're very disconnected from me personally, so I probably wouldn't even get that video chat because you're busy video chatting somebody else that you have more in common with. So I think that the internet and social media have changed how Gen Z interacts because the connection is no longer with the individual that is standing in front of you. Where boomers, even though we know how to get on that phone and on that tablet, we know how to put it down and we know how to interact with each other when it's time. And it's very hard for a Gen Z to be able to do that. But that's just my opinion.
I think personally it does
does come on depending on the parents, because Gen Z is like from 2000s down. I'm 2001, so I was early, very close to both. But iPad kids, TV kids, um, they're very heavy on media. So I think it just depends. If their parents take them out to a park and they let them be kids, and that allow, like picnics, flight kayaking, boat riding, um, these are things also financially we have to pay for. But, like indoor skydiving, going to the beach, outdoor activities. I mean, me, myself, sometimes I can forget my phone in my car a whole day. I can turn my phone on Do Not Disturb and not look at it once. I prefer phone calls over texting because I hate texting. And a lot of people don't even want to call, they rather text. So I just think it kind of depends on a person and how much they were exposed to it. I got my phone taken away constantly in high school. I think that helped a lot because now I love the importance of spending one-on-one time with a person. You really dive in. I hate phone zombies. I don't mean to use hate, but phone zombies are not fun. Is it time for us to take a break from here? Is that what it is, or?
Let's take a look at
Time.
time.
So your segment, let's see here. It is 9:20. So you can go ahead and play another song while we wait for Kevin to come on to Zoom, and he can give us some wellness updates and entertainment. Thank you so much for tuning in to our Gen Z versus Baby Boomers segment of the Hemet Beat Daily Show. Whoops, I think I just took over Gen Z's spot, and now I'm going to get a temper tantrum because that's one stereotype that's true. Gen Z still has temper tantrums at the age of past 18.
As Eminem, that was, where he feels the need to put people on blast. They got that one. Well, since I'm forced in this where I'm at, I want to do my closing because I deserve that. What? So a few things. We're gonna have to take this segment, to another time. We still have a whole bunch of questions left. So trust me, maybe we can do this every other month or maybe every month. I don't know yet, but I really like this segment and we have plenty more questions. If you want more like this, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, you know what it is. And also, to girls, go get you a Bible. The best thing to build a relationship with God, I totally believe, is go to Barnes & Noble and get you a pretty Bible, a nice Bible. Really give yourself the gift of a really beautiful Bible that you can be in touch with yourself with. Mine is this, and it says, He works all things for the good of those who love Him. And it also says on the back, and we know that in all good things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8:28. I'd love to see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay.
You still gotta talk more. Kevin is not here.
Oh, okay. Can I go back to my question?
No, that'll be too much. You gotta figure it out. You gotta wing it. You got no script. It's scripts
Okay.
are bad. Remember, scripts are bad.
See, I just did my cute little outro, y'all. You see, it should have clipped off, but I couldn't. So
I'm just playing with you. I'm gonna play a song for you. Don't you have another song here?
yeah.
Who's this? Community Church. No, I don't think that's one of yours. Here you go. This was one of yours.
Yeah. Romans 12:2 says, don't change yourself to be like the people of this world, but let God change you inside with a new way of thinking.
I'm
Then you will be
deleting
able to
the
understand and accept
other
what God
ones,
wants
so
for
that
you.
way for the next
You will be
time
able to
that we
know
do
what
this
is good
segment, I have
and
it.
pleasing to Him and what is perfect. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, walk right beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. One more. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up and walk beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. First off, you don't have to live the life you live, right? You don't have to be like everyone who isn't sin. You don't have to die for what you claim to represent.
Hey, I didn't run through it this time.
All the things in the world are irrelevant. God guns, but no God thugs. I rebuke gangsters, I rebuke thugs. I rebuke homicide and suicide, pedophiles having a sex change, trying to teach my child. Back up, back up, back up, back up, say it. We know the Lord's coming back, we patiently waiting. I know His blood runs through my veins, ain't no debating. Fully hell out of business, that's what I'm demonstrating. Dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, walk right beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. One more, dear Lord, won't you guide me? Won't you lift me up, yeah, walk beside me? Where the things of the world don't blind me, and the things of the devil are behind me. What you know about my pops?
Hello, everybody.
What you know about my pops dying on the
Whoa,
cross?
better
What you
late
know
than never.
about my
How is
pops
everyone
getting put in
today?
dirt? What the hell to put in work? Resurrected to prove my
Just
word.
fine, just fine. Are you ready for
I
a
knew
wellness
about his
report?
love. I was dealing like a thug. I was cutting like a
Okay,
rug.
that's awesome. You know, Wellness Wednesday is one of the best things that Joseph does because we all want to be in the best physical, mental, and spiritual shape we can be in. You know, I learned that as a child and I still follow it today. For your physical health, come on out to Diamond Valley
Recording
Lake.
in progress.
Come on out to Diamond Valley Lake on Saturday, April 5th, this coming Saturday. I'm going to be in a 5K that starts at 8:30. There's a marathon that starts at 7:30 and a half marathon as well. There's all kinds of different runs and races put on by Bedrock Valley Run all over America. The best venue in SoCal is Diamond Valley Lake. Run among the wildflowers, views of the lake, up and down the hills. You will have more fun than you can imagine. So that's this Saturday at Diamond Valley Lake at 8:30 in the morning. Get there an hour early to register, get your number pinned on your shirt, and then go have a blast. So that's going to be really, really cool. There's even a stroller 5K for moms and dads that have little tykes, and a kids 1 mile fun run. Okay? That is a community event for physical health, right? Now, for your mental health, there's an art demonstration at 12:30 at the Masonic Lodge put on by the Hemet Valley Art Association. Their gallery on Florida Avenue is a must-see. The artists in this town will just surprise you with how great and talented they are. There's always room to hang your picture or your ceramic on their wall or in their showcases. So check out that art gallery and come to the Masonic Lodge behind Wells Fargo, right in the middle of town, and sit there from 12:30 till 2:30 or 3 and watch a great impressionist paint. You might think you're watching Monet because her work is just as good and beautiful as that. So that art is your mental health. And you don't have to be good because doing art of any kind is art and food for the soul, okay? Now, if you really want to feel good, volunteer because nothing turns on your joy switch like volunteering, right? Joseph will tell you it is far better to give than receive. And Hemet Beautiful Day is April 26th. So please write that down, 7 to 12 at West Valley High School. Get on a crew to landscape or paint or pick up debris, and you'll be making your town pretty and you'll be feeling pretty on the inside because you did something constructive. And then on April 13th at 2 o'clock at Tockwitz High School, you know, high schools run small towns, don't they? So Tockwitz High on April 13th has the Moanin' Frogs at 2 o'clock. They're such a famous jazz group that when Joseph's been advertising them on social media, they found it. That's how pervasive and comprehensive Joseph's social media marketing is. So if you have time to go to the Moanin' Frogs concert, you will be giving your mental health a big treat. Now, for your spiritual health, you need to go to Britling Farms on April 19th and watch the Easter Bunny parachute down, or go to the Ramona Bowl for their Easter sunrise service. Nothing will give you a chill like that early morning sunrise service at the beautiful Ramona Bowl. Then, at the end of the month, we have the Ramona Pageant, okay? And the Ramona Pageant tells the story of settlers coming into California, kicking the Spaniards back into Mexico, and taking the Indians over for their workers and other uses. So if you want to see a great outdoor play and learn about history, it's as cool as Hamilton, right? Hamilton's a play that teaches you about history. The Ramona pageant's been teaching history for 101 years, and an important history. The colonization of the precious American Indians that were here 15 to 20,000 years ago before us. And we just like a pirate, man, took over their land. Anyway, that story is a beautiful love story, and we all know that it's tough to fall in love with someone from across the tracks. And that's what happened to Ramona and Alessandro. So you'll really, really enjoy it. Plus, all the authentic Indian actors and singers and dancers adds a certain beauty that you can't find anywhere else. So thank you, Joseph, for the entertainment segment. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Right at 9:30. Oh yeah. You know what, Kevin's here.
Brother, I tell you, you are just a breath of fresh air. I really like how you kept time right there. You're always such a professional. People can learn a lot from you, and I'm one of those people.
Well, ditto, my brother. Right back at you. I've learned more from you than I think you'll learn from me. But we'll keep it rolling as we have these wonderful back and forth symbiotic relationships, because we're supposed to realize we're connected and we learn and grow from each other, not in a vacuum. Can't do it sitting alone watching TV.
Well, I have no clue what you said because Lyric has the headphones on, but you looked good saying it because I can see your face. All right, so we are at 9:30, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Hemet Beat Daily Show. Bye-bye. Wellness Wednesday. Until we meet again. And Kevin, I will try to get in touch with you after the show.
Sounds good. I'll be in the car for the next hour.